What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a 2020 F450 and unfortunately there was something wrong with the turbo. I want to go over that tonight with you guys and show you a little bit of what I learned looking at the new 2020 turbo. Alright guys, let's go. Alright, so this truck had a check engine light on and the customer was complaining of a lack of power, and I definitely verified that. I had 3 codes. One I have not gotten, and I'm assuming is going to be pertinent to 2020, but I have gotten it on a Transit diesel for the turbocharger actuator learned limits exceeded. And right off the bat, I started with the pinpoint test KA and wanted to determine whether or not I had an actuator issue or in fact if I had a turbo issue. So I went through the pinpoint test and cleared the adaptive learn strategies for the turbocharger and its learned values that it had taken over each of its drive cycles. So I took it for a road test and then immediately kicked the wrench light on and set DTCs for this and low boost. So one of the procedures in the workshop manual was actually to remove the turbocharger and the actuator. However, you cannot get the actuator separate from the turbo. It comes as an assembly and it just is the way it is. So when I got everything apart, I should say when I got the new turbo, I noticed that we had a rod and this arm and a little clip that looks like this new style clip, but nonetheless that's how it attaches itself. So I'm like, well, definitely I can take this off. It's got 4 bolts. I popped this little clip off. I dropped it. I found it. So I'm like, oh, no problem. Let's get this thing ripped off. So then I started tearing the truck apart. Got the intake off. The intake is definitely different. This is my first intake manifold removal on a 2020. I did have to take the fuel bowl out. I found that a little bit helpful. I did not disconnect the lower intake manifold, and I left the cowl on. And I did not drain the coolant, but obviously doing the turbo I had to drain the coolant, so I had to wind up doing that anyway. But I'd never, like I said, never taken the 2020 out. It was definitely a little chore to get the downpipe off. There was no procedure to remove the downpipe. It simply just said remove the downpipe. In the past model years, it actually gave you a procedure to remove the downpipe because it wanted you to take the trans lines out of the way so that you could finagle the downpipe out from the bell housing and up inside the frame. So this one, unfortunately, I know my boy RB Jr. is going to tell me different, and I'm going to try it. I won't lie to you, I'm going to try it, but just not right here. But I had to take the DPF all the way off. I was really bummed out, but as soon as I took the DPF out, I was able to get the downpipe off. It is different than our previous model years. From this bend to here is way longer, so it is definitely a bigger downpipe. I was fighting against the frame with this. On the other downpipe, it just had this. So I don't know what the needing for adding this extra piece of metal on here, but whatever. It was just unnecessary to have to remove the DPF. So we learned, we conquered, we got it off, and that's all that frickin' matters. And that I found a problem. When I took the actuator off, I noticed that my arm is completely stuck. I don't know, this thing can't be rusted, so something inside's got to be broke. I can't even pry this. I tried prying against this right here with my pry bar, and it would not budge. So this one, I wanted to compare and contrast. Completely free. That is why I have no boost. How can our vanes move? It ain't working, okay? So this is definitely a different setup than our previous model year turbos. We're not using that hydraulic VGT, electrical VGT solenoid, that's using our oil from our turbo, but now we're all electric. And if I had an issue with this, I felt confident that I could replace just this in the truck, swap this to this. There's a procedure for it, and I was able to successfully remove it in the truck, but my problem was not the actuator. It is the actual turbo. So, bummer. The whole time I was doing it, I was thinking about my 2020, but that turbo is different than mine. This is an LC4Z, 6 Kelly 682 Apple. Mine is an LC3Z 6 Kelly 682 Apple. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if it's a size. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how I would know that unless talking to the engineers who designed this, because I would really like to know what the difference in the part numbers is. So I'm going to put those up right now. One clearly says cab chassis and one clearly says pickup. And I thought it would be good, just like you saw in the other turbo disassembly removal on my second favorite Powerstroke. We're taking apart this one because I want to see what's broken. This is on my truck. I want to see, I want to look, I want to know what's going on so that I can be educated about it. I want to know. Knowing's half the battle. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to put some gloves on, get some lights set up, and we are going to disassemble this turbo. Let's go. Alright guys, so we're going to start off removing that actuator. This rod went from the actuator to the turbo, and like I already showed you, was held on by this new style little clip. So I'm definitely saving one just in case we can't find it one day. I did notice that these fasteners for the actuator were not that tight at all. Okay, and the actuator just slipped right off. Doesn't have a gasket or anything like our 6.4 one did, but you can see the arm, and I can move it right here. Definitely not the actuator. So that we're just going to set aside. Come over here to here. We're going to take these three. We're going to take these 3 10s off. Okay, we need some more power. Unlike that 6 liter, you guys remember me talking about that center housing rotating assembly, and that obviously is not on this particular application. So I don't know what to do first. Maybe we'll take all these bolts off, see what happens as we go a little farther in. So it looks like these are 13s. Switch over here. Milwaukee, where are you guys at, man? Okay. Got a good sized bolt holding that on there. Looks beefy. Okay, we got, just observe, we got 2 different size bolts now. So take note when you're removing it that you got different size bolts, what location they came out of. Okay, 3, 2, 1. This is a heavy piece of aluminum. This has got some weight to it, boys. Check that out. Okay, so 6,000 miles. Looks like we just got just like an oil smear, probably from, you know, CCV. Who out there is running a CCV delete on their truck? I haven't had any experience with that, and saw a truck come in with one on and had the little draft tube up by the transfer case skid plate and was just leaking oil all over the place. So are you guys running that stuff on your trucks? Let me know in the comment section. There's one of you guys right now. Yeah, doesn't anything look wrong here? We got that silencer ring. I've seen people take that out. I don't think we're gonna mess with that right now. I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with why these vanes ain't moving. So let's continue to go forward. I don't know if I want to take this off yet. Let's see what's on the back side. Nothing on the back side, but let's take this turbo pedestal off. Get some of this weight out of here. So what are we looking at? We got some Allens. So remember, those are Torques. The 17 through 19, those are Torques. Now we got actual Allens. So I got to go to home base here, and I got to grab some Allens. I'm using this kit. Had this for a while. We're going after the 6 milli. Just gonna back these things out. Oh wow, same kind of bolt almost, just different head. Still using a filter. Okay, pedestal looks alright. This is how the oil gets drained back into the crankcase. Got a gasket here, so nothing really up with this. How it bolts to the block, and just another heavy piece of metal that we're going to get out of the way. Alright, now we have the big guts, the big meat and potatoes. I want to take this clamp off now. This, my friends, I think is going to reveal what is going on inside here. I know you guys know what size that's at. Got to be them 11s. Get this Allen out of here and transfer over our 11 milli. Same thing as our 6 liter. This one doesn't look like I have to, but remember we had to hit it with the hammer. I'm gonna separate the clamp. You can already see this wanting to start to separate. I wonder if I can get a little closer for you guys. Let's check this out. I'm using just a little screwdriver here and see how much effort I'm gonna need to break this apart. I'm barely turning it, guys. Okay, here she comes. Looks like I got the clamp interfering with the removal on the other side. Okay, here she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Alright, let's get this thing all the way apart. Is she ready? Is she coming? Alright, I think we're here. Alright, let's check it out. Here's the turbo. Here's my arm. Okay, my arm is free. My problem is not this. You see that, guys? You saw how hard that was to move. Now it moves just like the new one. See how floppy that is? See how floppy that is? Our problem is not here. Although that looks pretty cool compared to our 6 liter. So our problem is in here. What is messed up? What is going on? I don't even know what to move on this thing. This is something I've never seen before. Let me put this in the vise so I can use both hands freely. All right, 2020 turbo disassembled in the vise. this is where our nub of this sits, right in here, and it's supposed to sit in that groove, and this is supposed to pivot and move, I'm assuming, this whole ring back and forth, and that is not happening. Let's see what the dealio is, man. Like, what happened here? I want to investigate. I don't want to tick anybody off, but I just want to know, man. I just want to investigate. I want to see. I'm not using a huge thing here. I'm not prying hard. You guys seen it flexing. Okay, I just want to see what the dealio is. Let's frizzle, get messy, make mistakes. This is what it's about. Okay, I can see this moving. What do we got going on here, guys? Has anybody had to take a 2020 turbo off yet? Their own trucks or any other techs in there having to do that? Is this thing, oh, here we go. Wow. Okay, that's completely different. I've never seen that before. That is one kind of contraption. Check that thing out. Wow. So this is like the whole vein. That's really cool. Talk about rebuilding. Like, I mean, that, okay, so I really like that. That's pretty sweet. I like how that comes in and out. It almost looks like Tony Stark's freaking arc reactor in his chest. All right, so there's one more part. This is supposed to be moving. Why is this not moving? Is there something wrong with the veins? Everything in there looks all right. Why isn't this puppy moving? I don't know. Something seems loose in there, but all right, let me put this bottom half in the vise and see if I can move this stuff. All right, of course, every time I film, everybody's getting on their air tools here, but this kind of seems a little loose. I would expect this to come up, but looks like this is inhibiting that from doing so. Looks like that would be keeping it on here. But why isn't this moving? What do we got going on? Let's pretend we're the turbo actuator. No, that's not doing nothing. Why isn't it moving, guys? Okay, I got a little movement. Okay, definitely got some movement there. I wonder if I can go back? That's probably max boost right there. You can see how those fins are all the way out. Okay, I wonder, can we... Damn, that thing is locked in there. Sorry about this noise in the back. Try to close these veins. Definitely doesn't... There we go. It definitely seems like something is froze up in here. You can see, let me try to move it again. Okay. Whatever pivot point is on here. I don't know if it's these things or if it's like this is too squished together. I really like the idea of having this contraption like this, just how it all removed. I'd never removed anything like that before. But you can see I'm definitely moving it. It was completely stuck. I don't feel it's closing all the way. Kind of. It's like, I wonder if something messed up right in here. Like right where these veins come through. I don't know. this is pretty much as far as I want to go. I know I found the problem. I guess if I wanted to fix it, I would want to get one of these, but you can't get one of these without replacing the whole turbo. You can't get one of these without replacing the whole turbo. So this is just more or less a breakdown of really what happened. I mean, I can't say it's rusted up. I can't say this is a bad part. I mean, like, something's broke. I just don't know if it's like the gap between here. Like, it almost seems like the veins are being squished too much. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys think is wrong with this? Let's take this out. Perfect. Has anybody ever broke it down this far? Has anybody replaced their 2020 turbo, or has had it be replaced at a shop? Tell me what you guys think. I'm curious to see if anybody else has had this kind of issue. But nonetheless, we got a brand new one, not a reman. We got brand new, and she is free. So I'm gonna get this installed. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll see you guys every Friday. Thanks so much for watching. See you.